What's going on, guys? Danny AR10 here, and this is going to be a review for the Nexus 7 tablet that I just received the day before yesterday, actually. Been using it for a few days now. This is the 8GB version, ordered from the Google Play Store, and you got it with free 2-day shipping, so it got here, like I said, 2 days ago. Been playing around with it for a few days. I'm going to go into a little more detail as to why I went with the 8GB model, why that wound up being actually a good idea, and what I like about it, and really right now not too much that I don't like about it, but I will get into some of the major issue, or one major issue that they run into, and explain in detail as to how you can deal with that issue in general. First, let's start off by saying that this is a 7-inch tablet, priced at $199. You're running Android 4.1 Jelly Bean, first device to actually ship with Jelly Bean as the standard operating system without having to, actually upgrade or root or hack or anything like that, which is a nice little touch. I won't go too much into Jelly Bean now. I'm going to try to save that for another video later on. This could be more of a tablet, review. I'm just trying to shoot it here real quick on my Galaxy S3 and go ahead and upload it for you guys so you can get an idea as to whether it be a tablet that you should look into and put your hard-earned money down for, or whether it's something that you pass on. But for the most part, some of the specs I'll go over. Like I said, 7-inch screen, 1280 by 800 display, so it is a very nice high-resolution display, whether it shows up on video or not. Tegra 3 quad-core processor, 1GB of RAM. They say it has a 12-core GPU for graphics. It has only a front-facing camera, which is not very bad quality. It's actually pretty good quality. It's supposed to be 720p. You got on the back here, you got your speaker. On the bottom, you have your headphone jack, your micro USB for charging. On the top, you really have nothing. On the side here, you have nothing. You have a that little proprietary, that's to be a port for the dock that's soon to be released. On the left-hand side, on the right-hand side, excuse me, you have your power button on the top and your volume rocker. The back is a kind of feels like a rubbery texture. Has these little dimple holes all over it. Very smooth, but very grippy. It's not gonna slip out of your hand. Has a very nice feel. You could hold it in your palm of your hand. Won't slip too much. Even shaking it back and forth, you can keep it in your hand. So it's very solidly built. But I will go into a little bit now as far as build quality. Something that I ran into that may be an issue, or maybe some of you are having this issue currently. When I did receive the actual tablet itself, I didn't notice right away. After maybe a few hours of using it, I noticed that this left-hand side of the glass itself was creaking. It was making a pretty bad creaking sound, and when I would press on the display, it was actually raised slightly above the bezel. The display would actually push down and would actually have movement. Like you can actually feel the display squishing down into the actual body of the tablet. I went ahead and did some research on it and figured out it was actually a pretty widespread issue that people were having. So what I did was I took a pry tool, whether it could be one of those plastic ones or a small flathead screwdriver, and I pried the back casing off all around, and it's pretty easy to get off. And once you have that off, you're gonna have to go ahead and tighten every screw around. It's about 8 screws all around the body of the inside. That once you go ahead and tighten those screws, for some reason quite a few of them come loose. It looks like a defect, manufacturer defect. And once I went ahead and tightened those screws, it solved the problem. I no longer get the creaking sound, and it sits completely flush. So that was just one minor issue that I ran into, that in case you guys run into the same problem, that can be corrected doing the same exact thing. A little more detail about the tablet itself, and I'll go into why I got the 8GB instead of the 16 gig. It's not my primary tablet, as most of you know. I do have an iPad. I also have a Chromebook that I recently picked up that I'll be reviewing into a little detail later. And this is going to be like a web browser, email, something I can take on the go, something real small, lightweight. I'm not going to be overloading it with apps and games. I do have just about every app that I basically need or use that I also have on my Galaxy S3. And I still have about 5 gigs left. I only used about a gigabyte worth of memory. The 8GB unit does ship only with about 6 GB of usable storage. after the operating system is installed and everything the way it comes, you only have access to about 6 gigabytes of actual storage space, which to me, like I said, isn't a big issue. I have plenty of cloud storage here. As you can see, I have Dropbox and Box. So I got about 25 gigs on Dropbox, and I got 50 gigs on Box for photos and whatnot, and videos. And if I want to keep videos on my tablet, I usually go on my computer, upload any movies or videos I may want to have straight to Dropbox, and just play them off Dropbox directly. I also have Hulu for my TV shows, and I got Spotify right there for any music streaming that I need. So onboard storage isn't a big issue to me. I didn't want to spend the extra $50. I could use that for the case or for some accessories or whatever I may need. So that's why I went with the 8 gigabyte. As it turns out, it wound up being a good idea because now the 8 gigabytes are shipping within 2 to 3 days. I got mine right away. Some people who pre-ordered the 16 gigabyte model haven't still even received it yet because they have about a 3 to 4 week wait. Even though if you pre-ordered it by July, I believe if you ordered it by July 19th July 13th, any pre-orders prior to July 13th would be fulfilled by July 19th, which I believe is today. So I didn't have to wait. Some people are still waiting for theirs, so that's another good thing. So into actual usage on the tablet itself, I seem to be getting excellent battery life. They rate it at about 10 hours. I seem to be getting closer to about 8.5, 9 with regular use. I do have 2 push mail accounts, my Google and my Yahoo. Facebook syncing, Twitter syncing, anything that I can possibly sync is syncing. And I've noticed, for the past few days using it on and off, excellent. I haven't had to charge it since the first day. I gave it one full charge, and I charged it for the very first time last night. So I got excellent battery life out of it. Doesn't get noticeably hot. I've played a few games and ran some stress tests, leaving some videos playing and stuff like that. It doesn't seem to get very hot. The whole operating system in general, like I said, Jelly Bean is a very smooth interface. Everything runs real smooth. Google Search and Google Now, or Google, whatever it's called. Yeah, Google Now, runs just like it does on the Galaxy Nexus. Fairly well. I'm trying to autofocus it here, but it's such a white screen you really can't see. It runs just as it would on the Galaxy Nexus. So those of you who have been using the Galaxy Nexus for a few weeks now with the Jelly Bean will feel right at home with the Nexus 7. Great tablet. It's really the first fully featured, highly spec'd Android tablet that's been released at a good price. You've had your fair share of Android tablets released over the past year, a little bit over a year, but none of them have really been competitive as far as price to the iPad, and none of them have really been spec'd out at a good price. You talk about the top of the line specs for a tablet. I think there may be one that has 2 gigs. I think the transformer, the new Prime transformer, what's called the TF700 or whatever, has I think 2 gigs of RAM. What you're paying here, $200, what you basically pay for a Kindle Fire, but you're getting a full Android experience, full App Store support, and just a great little tablet for ebooks, movies, whatever you need. I definitely give it 2 thumbs up. Definitely run out and pick one up if you haven't already, whether it be the 8 gig or the 16 gig. For those of you who have Dropbox and Box or whatever, and don't feel you need to load it up with games, because I really don't feel like the Android marketplace really has a ton of games to offer like the iPad does. But for what I really need and my basic browsing and everyday use, it's more than enough for me, and I'm happy with it. I'm even pondering downgrading my new iPad to just a regular, probably original iPad or iPad 2, save some money, and buy some other gadgets and stuff, because between both, I don't really see myself using the iPad so much. This will be more of something that I take to work with me every day since it's so small, and we'll see. But I really am enjoying it, and I definitely recommend you guys go out and pick one up if you can find one on either GameStop or Google Play Store or wherever they may sell it locally. But thanks again, guys, for watching this video review. Like once again, DannyAR10 on the Twitter. Danny AR10 on Google Plus. Follow me and feel free to hit me up in the comments for any questions you may have about the Nexus 7 or just any question about technology in general. Once again, Danny AR10 signing out.